Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a new video for you and it's how I cover my acne scars. This has been my biggest insecurity for a long time, however I needed to get this video out before the year came to an end. Because I know I'm not the only one suffering with this, and in these previous clips you can see how my skin looks. One side is a lot worse than the other, however I'm dealing with it. So let's get right into it and I will show you what I use to cover my acne scars. I start by brushing my brows into the right position and giving them that nice and in place look. Then I move on to using my favorite brow pencil and also in combination with using my favorite dip brow pomade from Anastasia Beverly Hills. All the products I use you will find in the description box below. And I just give them that nice shape. And once that's done, I take my brush again and brush them and give them that natural look. However, then I love using my LA Girl concealers, and I use two different shades, one lighter and one darker, one to give me a highlight and one to just make it look more neat. So now moving on to what actually helps me cover my dark marks and not let them look too much with my foundation on is this orange color corrector from LA Girl. It's really good because it helps diminish the dark marks a bit and doesn't let them look too bright and noticeable under my foundation. I just use my brush to get that excess product into my skin so that there's not too much thin below my foundation. This foundation I'm using is my all-time favorite right now. It's from MAC Cosmetics. It's the Studio Fix Fluid, I believe, and it's really nice. It's very full coverage, so I don't have to worry too much of my dark marks showing through with this on. I look a bit funny, yeah, but that will go away just now because the foundation has to oxidize. I'm also using my favorite brush from e.l.f. Cosmetics to dab in that excess foundation. However, I just then forgot I can't go too close to my nose because I just recently got it pierced. But just dabbing it all in and taking the excess product down my neck. Moving on to my favorite step in my makeup routine. I don't do this all the time, however, I love doing it when I do. And it's highlighting. So I just take this shade that's a bit lighter than my actual foundation color, the same one I use to highlight my brow, and put it in my eyes. And I just take my brush or my sponge and wet it a bit so that I can get the product moving and dab it in. And also in to the tear duct of my eye. And then here I'm using my favorite setting powder from Sasha Cosmetics to set my eyes, or to set my under eyes. This is a great powder and it's really nice, but it flies all over sometimes. Now I'm just taking some of that extra powder I have on my brush to dab all over, and also taking some powder so that I can set everything. As a bonus, I'll be showing you how I style my hair. So I had some perm rods in, well, first I had my head twisted and then perm rods attached to the ends, and as you can see I'm just taking them out real quick. And once they're all out, I'm separating my hair to make it a bit more bigger because who likes flat hair? And yeah, my hair color looks really nice. I don't know if it looks like that all the time, but it looks really nice in this video. And then I'm just loosening and fluffing a bit and pulling and shaking. Shake it all over, taking my favorite Eco Styler gel and putting it all around my hair edges. My hair loves this gel. I love this gel. It's amazing. Then I'm just going to be leaving out some side hairs and putting my hair in a high puff. I'm just putting this scrunchie around my hair once, not putting it tight, just very, very loose, like a kind of a messy style. Now back to the makeup. After I do my hair, I'm then going to brush off all of that excess buttercup powder from Sasha Cosmetics It helps set my under eye highlight, and you just have to be really careful with buffering it and not making that line, as you can see sometimes at the edges of your face, too obvious. And then here I'm just going to apply some of my favorite mascara. If you want to know what mascara I'm using, you can look in the description box below and find out which one I'm using. And then I'm going to contour a bit. Just taking this contour kit in the shade Dark from Sleep Cosmetics and giving my face a nice contour look. And then on top of my contour, I'm going to go in with my favorite blush, also from Sleep, this orange kind of shade, and just buffering out that contour line. I like that look, some people don't, however, I like it a lot. Now I'll just be taking my brush with some powder on it and brushing in everything, making sure I have no harsh lines left. And then moving on to my favorite part, the lippy, of course. I'm using Chestnut by MAC to line my lips with Stoned on top of it. It's this really nice color. I love how the color looks on me. But I find it's not matte enough, so I use Colored Rain's Soul. And this is the finished look. What do you guys think? This is what I do to cover my acne scars when I have to go to work. Thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.